everybody, it's Jackie here. I'm back with you again today talking a little bit about writing in preschool, or how to get our preschoolers writing. So our first session of this little series, I guess you could call it, on day one we talked about pencil grip and how to teach our children how to hold the pencil grip, or grip the pencil appropriately, so that they, aren't building all these bad habits when they're young that we have to then fix later as they get a little older. And then our second day two video, we talked about how to teach our children to form letters appropriately, again, so that they're not building any of those bad habits, and we can really take the time and slow down during these preschool years to really teach them how each letter is formed. So that way, when they start school and start kindergarten, they are ready to apply what they've learned to start writing words and sentences. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about activities that you can do with your kiddo that are going to help develop those fine motor skills. And fine motor is all of those little skills, those little movements that take place in the hands, so that we can do things like cut and have pencil grip and have nice handwriting as they get older. And so one of the things it's probably the most important thing that you can do with your 3, 4, and 5-year-olds now is helping, choosing intentional activities that are going to help build up all of those muscles and help develop those fine motor skills, so that when it really comes time to writing, their hands are physically ready for that, okay? So I've got a lot of really fun, just playful, play-based activities that you can do at home that are kind of quick and simple with just materials that you probably already have in your house, and just kind of things you can do to practice every single day so that your kiddo is ready for this. So let's talk. I have some little notes right here because I want to make sure I don't miss anything, but there are tons of really fun activities here. So number one is working with those little like craft pom poms. Those are really fun for kids. They're colorful, and using those, they really have to use that pincer grip, and they really have to use those fine motor skills to manipulate those. So some things that you could do with pom poms are you could have your child put them inside an empty water bottle, and putting them inside and then pulling them out is a really great skill for building up some fine motor skill muscles. They could also use things like tweezers or tongs to pick them up and count them, or sort them by color. So using those tongs or tweezers, or even a clothespin to pinch them and pick them up and move them, is another really great and fun activity that our kiddos really like to do. Using buttons, stringing buttons on a shoestring, or buttoning and unbuttoning clothing. If maybe they have like a jacket or something with large buttons and a large buttonhole, those are really fun to practice and a great life skill for them to develop. Paper clips is another really great fine motor tool. So just putting paper clips onto cardstock. Can they manipulate that paper clip so they can slide it down on paper or cardstock? And if you have fun colored paper clips, this is even better. You can practice making colored patterns on that cardstock and just making it pretty or rainbow, and our kiddos really like doing that activity. Rubber bands are another really great one. So stretching them out with their hands, you can stretch them out and have them put them on like a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, and just kind of stacking that roll up with rubber bands and then pulling them off. That's another really great activity. Using tweezers. Tweezers are great to pick up little things, to play with little toys, to pretend feed little toy animals. Tweezers are a great skill because it really takes some muscle strength to open and close those tweezers, and a lot of hand-eye coordination to be able to pick things up with them. Stringing beads or little cut up pieces of straw on pipe cleaner or yarn. Stringing things takes a lot of hand-eye coordination and fine motor development. Play-Doh. Play-Doh is another really great material for kiddos to use. You can make homemade Play-Doh or just purchase Play-Doh from the store. it really builds all those muscles. So squeezing the Play-Doh, rolling it out. Sometimes one of the things I like to do is we do a Play-Doh treasure hunt where I like stick pennies or coins inside the Play-Doh and like cover them up and then let my kiddos go through and try to dig out and find all of the pennies and clean them off. That really helps strengthen those motor skills. Another one is, Legos. Legos are great, especially the little tiny Legos. If those are kind of frustrating for your kiddo, you can start with like the Lego Duplo Legos or the bigger like Lego Junior, and then kind of slowly work their way down. Once they're 4 or 5, maybe they can start putting the little Legos together and taking them apart. So that's another really great fun way to incorporate fine motor into play. This is another great one, that using like nuts and bolts, so like screwing a nut on and screwing it off with their hands is a fun way to practice like building, but is also really building those muscles and getting them strong. Stickers. This one is the most fun. Kids love stickers, okay? So if you have a sheet of stickers, super cheap, pick some up at the dollar store, practicing to peel the sticker off and stick it onto something is great. Having to peel that sticker off. It takes a little bit of practice in the beginning, but before you know it, they're making all kinds of beautiful sticker art, and it's really helping with the fine motor. Let's see. Hole punches. Using a hole punch. This is really hard, that squeezing, but it can also be a lot of fun, and it's really great for strengthening the hands. There are even really fun shaped hole punches out there that kiddos like to use, and they can make little confetti with those, hole punch scraps. Syringes, like not with a needle, but just a syringe that we can pull up and fill with water, are fun ways to play. You can throw some of those in the bathtub if you happen to have like any extra syringes. They're a fun thing to play with, and really great for strengthening muscles as they squeeze the syringe out. Also things like bulb syringes, where they can, when they were a baby that we used to clean out their little noses, well, now they can use those to suck up water and play with them. Eyedroppers, pipettes, those are all great for building those fine motor skills. Another fun activity to do with that is to give them a few cups of water and then put a few drops of food coloring in each cup, and then they can play around picking up one color and dropping it into another, and with color mixing and color play like that. So that's a fun way to incorporate that. Kitchen tongs are another fun one. I like to have my kiddos sometimes like after the bath, or if their room is getting messy, we go around with kitchen tongs and use those to pick up clothes and put them into the dirty hamper. Pick them up off the floor and put them in the hamper. And it's kind of a fun way to get them cleaning, but also, building those fine motor skills. It's way way harder than just using their hands. So that's another fun one. Toothpicks are good. Sticking toothpicks in Play-Doh, putting toothpicks through little tiny holes. Pipe cleaners. I know we talked about stringing beads and things on pipe cleaners, but pushing pipe cleaners through the holes in a colander is another really fun one. Those are things you might have around your home. Using squirt bottles. Squirt bottles are really good for hand muscles. Give your child a squirt bottle filled with water, let them go around the house and water the plants, or even go outside and water the plants with a squirt bottle. Really fun. And then of course, cutting practice with scissors. And so teaching our kiddos how to cut appropriately and practicing cutting is another really great way. I know cutting can be a little tricky. Some people don't like to give their kiddos scissors. I would really encourage you to, while supervised, let your kid have scissors. What I do at my house, I have a little, it's a box like this, and I just put like old magazines and some construction paper, and I just let my kids practice cutting, but they have to cut over the box. So like everything they cut just drops back into the box, and they cut out pictures, and it's kind of a fun thing when they see the cutting box come out. So that's sort of an easy way to keep cutting, safe and mess-free, right? So those are just a few activities that you can do. Just choose one activity a day, or, if you feel like your kid's getting a little bit restless, hey, come on over here, let's play with some Play-Doh. So we can kind of just throw those things in our routine in a really fun, playful way, that your kids are going to love doing these things, and they don't know that secretly they're actually developing all those fine motor skills so that they are going to be ready to write. Okay, so as always, thank you for being here. I hope you got some good ideas, maybe a couple things that you want to try out with your kiddos at home. And next week, I'm going to release my new life schedule, and we're going to take on a new topic. So I'll let you know what that is soon. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. I'll see you later.